Hi, my name is Magel. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I have a private practice, family therapy DTC, as well as work as a case manager for Project 127, where I support, recruit, and train foster and adoptive parents, learning more about kids who've experienced trauma and how to provide parenting for them that will accommodate some of the special needs that they have. When we talk about teenagers, we think about their brain development and where they're at, that they're not able to process some of the long-term consequences, problem solving that we as adults are able to do. So it's really important for us to consider what are our expectations for them and how can we help make this a learning experience for them when they do make mistakes and when they are struggling to put all of the pieces together, because they don't have that complete prefrontal cortex that they need to make some of those decisions in their lives. So because of that, we're trying to figure out then how do we help teenagers with making choices that are better? How do we help them with their emotions, because we see such big emotional swings in our teenagers? And the big missing component, I feel like, is self-regulation, that we haven't been teaching kids how to self-regulate, that we expect them to take care of themselves. We send them away, we tell them to figure it out, we tell them to calm down, which we all know isn't helpful when somebody just tells you to calm down. So really working on what are these skills, how can we build awareness in teenagers so they can sense that they're starting to escalate, and so they need to practice some of these things that they can that are helpful specific to them to be able to calm down so that they can have more effective communications, that they can make more clear decisions, and that they may not make some of those unsafe choices that we see teenagers making so often in our culture. Well, one of the things that I learned last year, I went to a training and it was actually a panel of teenagers. And I was astounded to hear from them as they were giving us parting words of wisdom as a class, that they all were wanting therapy, that they wished that their parents had provided them with an opportunity to go to counseling because they were too embarrassed to bring it up. They didn't know how to bring it up with their parents, but they wanted somebody to talk to that they could be honest with about some of these emotions. We know with teenagers that they're more likely to talk to other adults than they are to talk to their parents. And so it's important to consider mentors, to have other adults that you trust that are safe, or maybe even a college student that you know is making good choices and could talk wisely with your teenager about choices that they're making, and also hear them out, that teenagers really are a marginalized population. We don't think of them that way, but people don't really want to listen to what they have to say, that they don't feel seen, and part of it's because they're looking at their phone all the time, right? We don't think that they really want to be seen, but they do. That's part of who they are. That's why they're posting so many things on social media, is that they want people to see them for who they are and accept them for who they are. And so we need to step in as parents, professionals, educators, mentors, whatever the case may be, to help them to feel those things, to have those authentic relationships with them, so that way they will be more likely to communicate with us the things that are going on in their lives, so that we can reach out and be a resource and be helpful to them. Another avenue that's great with teenagers is groups. As a therapist, I provide a group for teenagers, and it's been wonderful to work with My Quiet Cave and be able to provide Overcome as a class for teenagers about mental health issues, as well as cave groups, which are support groups that are ongoing for teenagers. Because when they're in a group with their peers, they're much more likely to participate and be able to hear what somebody else is experiencing. Teenagers are infamous for thinking that they're the only ones going through something, but we know for a fact that when other teenagers are sharing their experiences, they feel validated, they feel normalized, and so they're more likely to share what their experiences are. And so when you have a facilitator in a group that's able to direct that conversation to be healthy and productive, that groups can be an incredibly powerful thing for teenagers.